Wake. Wanneer me lo pin de ziet ik na elia hootje. Wo echt na elia is de metste moe de jucht. Williams Lake. Hello to everyone. I was asked today to do a prayer for people who really are struggling with different medical issues. And what I'd like to do is to ask the Creator to guide us and to help us along with whatever is troubling the ones that are struggling with their health issues. We're going through some difficult times today, Creator, where we have this virus that's really harsh on our elders. And we also have some other issues that are happening in relation to certain people in this world. I want to ask you, Creator, to guide us always on our path. Creator, I want to ask you for gratitude. I want to always express my gratitude for everything that I have on this earth, on this land, in our territory. The gratitude that I have, I always want to direct it to all the four-leggeds. I want to direct it to all the fish that are in the waters. I want to thank the Creator for all our medicines that we have in our territory. And the gratitude I have for all our helpers, our nurses helpers, our doctors, and the ones that really help the ones that are struggling in their health issues. Kind Creator, guide us when we walk this land. Guide us so we appreciate and love our territory. Tqalt kukpi ne eli wa achkan ne semestem ne die jucht. Je gemeente kochum koedent mesi ene hoje masakloch. Es das sleppendem ben hen. Hoe white is stem ne eli te so stem te eatelstem. Hoe white het misgen. Kechkocht de wa achne ne gecht. Hoe white is swell te te hocht ehol ne south qua. Kuk stech kocht geld koekbi de south de wa stem. Je me lamen noten weet swe koch. Das is sleppenem hoe white me lamen de wa stem ne eli hojem. Geld koekbi. Lemmen de white echt de quick oos mist geld koekbi. White is lach white doet to weird echt de quick oos mist ne eli hojem. Is knochen is le tweeligs. Bij la is zo wacht. Geld koekbi koek sterk hojem. White de knochmens. Doctor, nurses. Knochmens ootli we. Geld koekbi. Wanneer hem geld koekbi koek sterk hoe white het knochsels we koch. Hoe white is lach je gemeente we hoe white is lach Ze eet uit de kappes je put maar knochen geld koekbi. Knochen daar hoe white doet to weird. Pien de gaskers we te zo echt. De gaskers in de ei we was kap de was stem de eli hojem. Geld koekbi. Je gemeente hoe white quick oosmes pien de eli in slakloch. Het is een jet van de eli geld koekbi. Kuk stetam ni ene geklodend. Wanneer lechagien gen to gen een eli koeden eli hoje maslakloch. Is er een jean eli put westeden. Je put geld koekbi. Kuk stetam hojem. De white li stem eli hojem de westeden. Je en smelt, white selkten, es was white white selkten, all my relations, ho ho.
jam, and Popsman, my heart is glad.
Waitip, Patrick Harry and Swest, Stwetchum First Nation. Hi, my name is Patrick Harry. I'm the chief of the Stwetchum First Nation, Kennew Creek, Dog Creek. I want to take a moment to welcome everyone here to our mental wellness forum virtually. I'm encouraged by the discussion that's happening regarding mental wellness. I acknowledge that over the past little while here, we've had elevated levels of stress due to the COVID pandemic. It's an important time for us to come together and talk about stress and our mental wellness and talk about tools that we can use to better our mental wellness and our physical wellness. So I'm encouraged and I'm thankful for the organizers of the event. I'm thankful for our presenters for taking the time to share their knowledge and to provide some tools to our membership. I want to share a couple of items on a personal note. As Cookbeasts, we face a lot of stress in our jobs, and we are presented with big decisions on a regular basis. So over my time in leadership, I've reached out to Three Corners, and I've reached out to some of our traditional knowledge holders and our traditional healers to ask for help when it was needed. And over the past little while, it's definitely been one of those times where we faced a lot of stress and a lot of big decisions, and not only with the pandemic, but I know as Northern Secwepemc we faced elevated levels of stress with the mega fires, the forest fires, and the flooding that's happening within our territory. And so now is an opportune time for us to sit down and discuss ways to help cope with some of that stress and to help cope with some of the uncertainty that's taking place right now. And for myself, I've been lucky enough to have some supports come forward and at Three Corners and through our elders and traditional knowledge holders I've always had spiritual support with members of my family and been able to come together and do some smudging and have a sweat here and there, get into the skelia and say some prayers. Those are things that I use to cope. Today we're coming to you from Churn Creek in Stretchum territory. This is a very important place for Stretchum people to come and spend some time by the water and relax and have some stress-free time. And so I thought it was a good idea to include Churn Creek in this opening. It's an important place and it's an important message to our people to spend more time on the land, spend more time by the water. And so that's one of the points that I wanted to make. I also wanted to talk about the importance of sleep and eating well. You know, I try my best to make sure that I take my vitamins, and I'm taking more vitamin D these days than ever. You know, I've got on with support from Three Corners, I'm taking organic vitamins, and I'm looking to make sure that I'm eating well and eating appropriately. As I mentioned, things get stressful, and sometimes you end up skipping meals. You're not drinking as much water as you should. Therefore, you're probably not sleeping well, and all of those things can really compound to make things a little more stressful than they need to be. So I'm focusing on my sleep and trying to get as much sleep and rest as possible, because I know my body reacts differently when I don't sleep enough. If I'm not sleeping enough, I'm probably going to get sick. So now is not the time to be walking around with a cold or the sniffles. So I've been really looking to manage my sleep amounts, my sleep levels, and so that's one of the challenges that I have now with young children also, and you know, facing phone calls here and there. It's one of my challenges, and I've definitely got support, and I've been open about talking about it. I've been open to talking about it with family members and support staff, and I appreciate the support that I've gotten, and I'm encouraged by the work we're doing here today, and I know it's not the end. I know we'll continue to be consistent in our discussions around mental wellness, and I definitely have some questions of my own, and I'm always encouraged, and I'm always happy to have these discussions. So I look forward to taking part, and I look forward to some of the outcomes that we see. Once again appreciate our presenters, and I appreciate everyone who's taking the time to take part, and I appreciate and I'm thankful for Three Corners for organizing and sponsoring the event, and look forward to seeing everyone. Cook's-Jam.
Up, Cook Beat Willie Sellers run Squest, the Gekkel Squat Mulu. Hello, and thank you for joining this mental wellness conference via online. Something new. You're living in an era of COVID, and the world is continuing to change. And it's changing for the better and changing for the worse, depending how you look at it. Everybody is going through this pandemic in their own personal way. And the messaging that we wanted to get out to you today is make sure that you're not afraid to ask for help. When we're dealing with mental health and mental wellness in our communities, there's a number of different triggers that trigger these things in First Nations communities. And when we look at the history of being mentally healthy, there's a number of things that come to mind as a First Nation leader with the Williams Lake Indian Band. One, making sure that we're getting out on the land, making sure that we're partaking in activities with our families, making sure that we're listening to our elders, making sure that we're practicing ceremony and prayer. So drumming, smudging, speaking the language. Those are key things that are going to enable you to be a healthy individual. It's finding that balance. And that's what mental wellness is all about. I know with me, I get bad anxiety, and I never ever wanted to ask for help. Moving forward in the part of my life journey that I'm currently in now, I like speaking to my elders. I enjoy speaking the language and singing drum songs. And teaching my kids these things gives me great balance, and it brings me a lot of joy and happiness. Finding that balance in your own personal way is a key thing in finding that mental wellness. And we're going to have a number of different speakers here today, but we wanted to get the messaging across that, don't be proud, be happy, live your life, find that balance, and make sure that you're doing it in the best way that you can, that working out that mind and getting into that place where you are going to be healthy mentally. Thank you very much, Cook's Jam. Enjoy the conference, and thank you for everybody that put this thing together. Three Corners, the leadership, and Secwepemc Nation.
I'm Lori Sellers with Three Corners Health Service Society. I'm the Executive Director. I'm excited to announce the Mental Health Forum for 2020. Our focus is on assisting our communities on their healing journey in mental wellness. The hope is that we bridge the gap between the needs of ourselves, our self-care, and focus on our needs in terms of our mental health, emotional, physical components, and how we can support one another, just not individually, but family and community, and unite us on our healing journey. We need to bridge that gap to support that process. And I wish you all the best and hope you enjoy the conference. Gokshem.
Pandemic is an emergency process, but at the same time, it has taught us how to come together, develop our relationships, work better together, develop that unity with one another, lean back into our elders and our customs, our traditions, become that family dynamic that we need in our communities, really looking after our elders. I think that was a key piece the pandemic brought to us. So that allowed also to develop that health and wellness for our elders, to bring that safety, that cohesiveness of family, and as well as our relationships to one another, understanding where everybody felt through all that. So I think this process of health and wellness is just one more step farther to that, to bring us to the level of where we all understand where our boundaries are, as well as our self-care is. We have so much to offer to all around us in the community, from our elders to our youth to the adults in the community. I think the healers, they're out there that, I just think it brings us all back to our old traditions of how we do things. And if anything, I hope this whole forum enhances all of that now to develop that more cohesively and unify all of us together. I'd like to thank Three Corners. I'd like to thank all the staff that brought us together in this wellness forum, as well as all of our community members and all the clients that participated in the forum as well.